luxury. Hello, 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 hello.
Good morrow.
Hello.
It is time
Hi,
for
everybody.
the dragons in the dungeons.
That's what this is?
Yeah, last time I checked. I could be wrong,
Uh,
I don't know. I think everything's working. Had to do the mandatory panic check. So with that being said, hello. Welcome in, everyone. We are starting a little bit later than usual. I apologize for that. That's on me. But very excited to be here. We, as usual, have announcements before we hop into the game. I'm going to try to keep them brief. The first one and the big one, tonight's episode is going to be shorter than usual. I am not feeling well. I have no idea what the hell is going on with me. For those of you who reached out to me on Twitter today, both in DMs and in replies, I appreciate it. I have some stuff going on both physically, mentally, and in my personal life that's just really taking it out of me. So tonight's episode's going to be shorter to help me, and then also, just to sort of make things easier for everybody. So apologies for that if you're looking for our usual 4-hour episodes, but we'll be back to that pretty quickly. Next order of business is we are still raising money for the Marsha P. Johnson Institute. As you can see, if you do exclamation point incentive, which I think already happened a few times in chat already, which is exciting, or if you look at my Twitter because I just tweeted about it, you can affect Stormborn's curse from here through the end of July with your donations. If you've ever wanted to spurn me on a roll and force me to re-roll something that could potentially damage a player, or if you ever wanted to fuck over a player, now's your chance. You can also, off the top of my head, contribute to a reroll pool that people can willingly pull from in order to save their butts in a tight situation and pose advantage or disadvantage. You can force us to put whatever current set of dice we're using in jail. And a bunch of other fun things, including naming an NPC, rapidly changing the landscape, wild magic surges. It's all in there, all off the wall, all exciting. We are still at, as far as I remember, it could have been updated, but at 125 out of our $500 community goal. I think we can crush that by July. I really want us to crush that by July. That would be great because we're helping a corner of the population that really, really needs it, especially during Pride Month. Marsha P. Johnson Institute, for those of you who haven't heard of it, does on-the-ground work with Black trans people locally in communities to sort of give them resources, a sense of community, anything from therapy and psychiatric needs to food and shelter, to just community services and programming, especially for youth who are questioning their gender. There's just their responsibilities and their outreach spans pretty much every corner, and they do great work. So very proud and excited to be giving to them this summer, and you can help out. So there's a bunch of goals and fun things that I'm only inflicting these upon myself, but fun things at certain goal numbers that we hit that I'll do. Since we hit 125, I'm going to be playing Fortnite for the first time, which I'm terrified of. And I'm also going to be starting very soon Little Nightmares 2. Ideally, fingers crossed, if my doctor's appointment goes well on Monday and we start getting some things sorted out with me on Monday, I'm going to be doing one of those things, not sure which. But if not, it's definitely in the running there, and we're going to keep stacking stuff up. Some of the other incentives on that list are also me writing Stormborn's Curse fan fiction on stream, which is going to be hilarious, and I will take requests. There's a bunch of cosplay ones. And
I need to make an alt account for that chat.
I mean, I am aware of what I'm inciting by saying this, and I'm prepared.
Lilith and the Crab. Lilith and the Crab.
Wait, no, that would actually be cute. I'm not gonna delve into the potential other side of that, but I just Lilith and Wesley, and anyway, yes. And then there's also stretch goals on the graphic, which you can see if you click the link in chat, or if you're watching this at any point, as long as it's still the summer of 2022, you can go check my Twitter, because we have the master list of incentives over there as well. If you would like to give and you're not sure how, or you'd like to redeem your incentive specifically, because you can always donate and not redeem an incentive if you don't want to. But if you do want to redeem an incentive, go over to marciap.org/donate. Donate whatever amount of your choosing, and then either tweet at me specifically on Twitter the screenshot of your donation confirmation page, or you could go over to my Discord and there's a channel they MPJI something that you can put in, and only me and the mods can see that, so your information is safe. Should it say, like, put your name on the confirmation page, because I'm not sure if it does. Sarah.
So, like, let's say a person wants to buy, like, 3 advantage rerolls or whatever. Can they just bundle that into, like, $15?
Yeah, as long as... Oh, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You could just tell
like,
me...
someone might be interested in doing that.
Yeah, you know, someone would... If someone's interested in that, anybody, really, that they could just make sure that they note either wherever their donation confirmation is being funneled through, or in chat, since we're live, what their inconspicuous amount is being redeemed for, so we could keep track of it. That would be dope. You know, for the hypothetical person.
Yeah.
Hypothetically,
For sure.
Right. Yeah.
could I do like $50 worth of that, hypothetically speaking?
If you wanted to, but there's also $50 like incentive. So, like, if you want to combine it and just do that much, you totally could.
All of the rolls we roll in one session is going to be made in.
Oh, Onk. Thank you for your... Onk gave $50. I'm emotional.
Amazing.
Thank you, Onk.
Hell yeah.
If you would like to
right now.
redeem something, if you'd like to redeem something for that, let me know. Like I said, you don't have to, but if you want to, there's a bunch of fun things going on there. But thank you, friend. I appreciate that. Okay, that's the Marsha P. Johnson stuff. We're doing that all summer. Connected to that, here we go. Brain fog is so bad today. Connected to that, it's going to be officially posted, if not tonight, probably not tonight. Ideally, fingers crossed, tomorrow. But our next part of the Cataclysm series is going to be airing 2 weeks. In 2 weeks. I'm going to start drumming up hype for it. It's called Maw of the Deep. And it's a pirate theme adventure, not unlike this one, of a crew setting out on a voyage to save the world. They have plenty on the line to lose, plenty they're leaving behind or have lost already, and they don't know if they're going to make it back. But Faerun is at stake. Very excited for this one. We have a phenomenal cast. We have both C and Connie from Transplanter RPG. If you don't know them, what are you doing? Go check them out. They're amazing. We also have Toriello, who's a phenomenal role player. And I love her very much. And we also have the one, the only Black Girl Mage, Lexi, is joining us as well. So we have a phenomenal crew of pirates here that are going to go out and do some good fun things. So like I said, the official announcement's going to be going out soon, but this is like us breaking it. And the Cataclysm events are designed specifically to raise money for Marsha P. Johnson, but as I said before, you can donate at any time during the summer up until the end of July. So, very excited for that. If you would like to see the part of Cataclysm we already played, the VOD should still be up, and it'll be going on my YouTube very soon. There's a backlog. I'm sick. This is what happens.
I was a turtle.
You were a turtle.
Turtle, go watch it.
It was really great. We had a really, really great crew. Everybody played really fun characters. I loved it.
Yes, it was just really fun. And Liz is also really fun in the way that Liz transformed the way that they gave me information to match Summer's Valley Girl accent.
Yes. Yes. It became a choice.
That was just amazing.
It's called matching energy.
It became a choice, eventually. I knew I was going to start doing it on accident, so I just it went 150%, you know?
Hey, Liz,
Yeah?
can I have 10 rerolls?
Are you asking me hypothetically, or are you asking me because you already donated?
No, I already donated. Can I have 10 rerolls?
Do you want to keep... Okay, so the reroll system is designed to be a pool anyone can play from, but since it's your donation, if you want to hoard a pool for yourself, sure. It's up to you. I set it up...
Most amazing thing
I set it
No
up...
one's first pay to play? Wait a second.
No. But it could be, if you want to help Black trans people, it's pride. No, but if you want to throw in anything for a pool, you can, or you can keep them for yourself. It's designed so anybody could contribute, and then anyone at any point rolling can pull from it.
5 for me, 5 for the rest.
5 for you, 5 for the rest. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you, honor system. This is a pinky promise through the camera, to keep track of yours, because I can.
Oh yeah, cool. Sounds good.
Okay. And I'm sure we will all keep track of the community ones. The $50 I think from me was for the new NPC. Okay, Ankh, noted. Okay, so, and Ankh, I'll say, just because today's episode was unplanned, is being shortened, sort of on an unplanned basis. If your NPC doesn't show up this week, they definitely will next week, because we should be back to a full episode next week. So I just want to put that out there. I don't want you to be disappointed. With that being said, am I in anything else that's coming up soon that I'm allowed to talk about? Oh, yes. I do gaming things sometimes here, but I also do them other places. On Wednesdays, I do co-op captains with my very good friend Nick, from Infinity Break Gaming. Nick, he is so funny. It's like we're two halves of a brain cell, but neither half works. And it's great. And we've been stumbling through the Portal 2 co-op. So if you want to see probably the most chaotic playthrough of Portal 2 co-op you could ever fathom, that's over on the Infinity Break Gaming channel. And Nick is also a phenomenal artist and does commissions, and it's just so great. So you can check them out at @by_rogues, and they should have their art account listed there as well. That'll be over on Wednesday. Wednesday I might be playing with Ben, because I don't think Nick's going to be there, but usually every Wednesday we're playing together, and we're going to rack up some cool new co-op games. And then on top of that, doing other fun things. So, yes. Okay. That's probably everything. And then I'll ask, I know, Kristen and Sarah, you have TTRPG things going on, but I'm going to ask you to talk about it at the end, so that hopefully we catch new people and more people will hear about it instead of me rambling through the announcements. Because I want you to get to talk about your stuff and the most people possible get to hear it. Is that everything I had to say? Probably. Okay, really quick recap of our last session. Our fair party, finding themselves still in the city of Terranth, the glittering seaside gem of southern Rydell, decided to, after kind of a eventful couple of days of their pasts coming back to haunt and or bite, both getting answers unexpected and visitors unexpected, they decided to participate in and unwind in the Festival of Lights taking place within the city, where people celebrate the concept of light itself, of hope, of new futures, and of releasing current stress, anxieties, and fears, not to ignore them, but expounding them outwards in hope to create new room for hope to nestle inside. So people often do this through music, through dance. It's a huge, huge avenue for up-and-coming bards throughout not only the kingdom, but all of Faerun itself. It's a huge event. And people release lanterns, couples, friends, even folks on their lonesome. In its prime, before the war, ships would sail by and participate. It's a festival you don't want to miss, and it's one you'll never forget once you've been. And I could say the same thing would go for our party, as when they made their way down to the festival grounds, Koi got to pick up her second gig, as usual, and therefore the gold. And having reunited with the awkward, sort of just starting out young bard girl that she had met at Madame Lore's mansion when picking up her assignment for the night, they reunited, and you found out her name is Laurel, and that she knows your new friends. There was a bit of an awkward, tense conversation where it seems Laurel snuck away from the Seahawk without telling anybody, and it was sort of like parents caught like the teenager that snuck out, like coming home at 3 a.m. type energy to it. But it all worked out.
Bad cop.
You were, but it worked out, you know. But Koi, you got to share some beautiful music with her, and you saw her potential, and it really has shown a light, but it's to your talent, your skill, and your beautiful heart. The party indulging in Koi's gorgeous music. The other less good than Koi. Okay, we gotta set the record straight. Koi's great. But the other bards in the area, their music sort of joining the harmony of hers, taking in the smells, the sounds, the sights, and got to enjoy maybe a little bit of the festival before a storm hit the pier. Folks were dragged underwater. Lightning lit up the sky, thunder shaking and sending people flying, the winds tearing at every living thing in sight. Koi, after seeing a young mother and her young satyr son who had visited you when you were playing earlier walk by and the mom get knocked into the sea, Koi dove after her. The rest of the party soon found themselves similarly engulfed, each opening their eyes not to the pier of Taranth, but home, whatever that means to them. And that's where we pick up this session. So, who do I want to start with?
Oh, no.
Oh, right before we do, I'm gonna send something into like a certain channel in the Discord, you know?
It's fear?
You know?
Oh!
Fear? Okay. Ayo!
Ayo!
Dice in jail, is that for me?
Yeah.
And violence at the top of
Yup.
this session. Okay.
I'm
so
scared. You set this precedent. I'm scared. I
dice
just don't want
in
to shit
jail and disadvantage.
Sure, I said I'm scared. Absolutely not allowed.
So I don't know if I could show off my tray really well with the camera. This is my tray right now.
You have like a dedicated jail?
I used to, but it broke when I moved. I
I'm
gotta
like,
get one of the little, like, plastic dunce cap ones that aren't gonna snap. I had, like, a little wooden jail, and the door opened, and it came with this set of dice. It's, like, a black sparkly set of dice. It's really nice. Okay, I'm gonna put one of my Casper dice in jail. And I'm gonna do the set that looks like the ocean. And I'm gonna put this set in jail. I'm gonna miss you.
Rest in peace.
My sweet. I didn't even pull all of them out. So you know what? This set deserves to go to jail. Goodbye. Get out of here. Okay, set in jail and I have disadvantage on my first roll. Yikes. Alright, let's do it. Let's start with Renori.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, don't worry, you're not safe. Renori.
Damn it. Okay.
As
Just fucking go.
you arrive home. As you are led up the seaside cliff by Casper, and it is Casper, you see all of the details, the scars on his sun-marred flesh, the gentle tousle of his hair, that stupid, annoying, endearing smile of his, and all of the jewelry glinting upon his fingers and his neck. There is a gentle, quiet breeze, the kind associated with summer days, and just disturbs the grass as you walk. The cliff face is quite sheer, and at first this freaked you out because you are with a man who loves to get up to shenanigans, and he certainly has in the time that you've lived here. You remember very distinctly upon the first days of owning this small little cottage that you now get to have. And that fact sends warmth blooming through your chest. He definitely took like a running dive off of that cliff, maybe a few too many times for your comfort, just to splash into the sea.
Yep.
But you're both tired from the journey. Content, but tired. He leads you up the cliff to a very small cottage. And Renori, what does this cottage look like to you?
So there would be like a little garden out front, growing all sorts of vegetables and fruits and stuff, and herbs. Um, and it would have kind of like a hobbity hole kind of vibe.
Nice.
Very earthy, very on the interior it would be, lots of plants, lots of books, very academic, and just like cozy, um, safe, warm, giant fireplace, lots of places to like snuggle up, like big pillows and poofs and seating arrangements. Just a place that is very much so home, that is comfy and safe, and that also, like, if they were to invite friends and loved ones over, like, everyone could just, like, snuggle up and hang out and drink and talk and all of that kind of stuff. And then there would also be, like, benches and like a fire pit and everything, like by the cliff overlooking like the ocean and stuff too.
You open the front door, and the glass within tells you that the interior is still being served by the enchanted lanterns that you've managed to find across your travels. And when you open the door, you're greeted with the scents of dried herbs and lavender and cedarwood and the faint splash of sea salt from the rocky cliffs down below. There are, in places, little bundles of herbs that are still being left to dry and cure in places, some between the pages of well-loved books, others on the countertop to meet the sun, tied with ribbons. As soon as you pass within and Casper sort of pushes the door shut behind you, you take in this deep sigh. And now, to establish for you here, you don't feel out of place. You know who you are. You know what you just endured. You were just at the festival in Tarrant. In a storm, what you could see of it ravished the city. It was maybe a few seconds, but now you're here. But your brain's not sending off panic signals. There's no malicious force burrowing into your deepest desires. You just feel safe. And not for the first time in a way that worries you. You're just comfortable. As soon as you enter and the door shuts and you have time to your skin adjusting from the somewhat unpleasant tingle of direct sunlight and also your eyes adjusting to the new dim, there's a gentle purr at your feet. And you look down, and what's your pet cat look like?
Oh. Oh, I'm emotional. Well, I mean, obviously Renori would have a black cat. But it would have like bright blue eyes.
Does
yeah.
your cat have a name? You can have some time to think about it. I know I'm springing this on you.
My cat's name is Bryn.
Bren. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bren sort of headbutts your leg. Cat, what are your cat's pronouns? It's Pride Month. I gotta get right.
He, him.
Okay, you should always get everyone's pronouns right, especially outside of Pride Month. This has been a PSA. I needed to say it. People are being really weird about trans people this month, and I'm not having it. So Bren headbutts your leg with his tiny little face, and stretches up on your leg in that way that you know he wants to be held. Casper sort of gently shuffles by, giving him a fond scratch on the head, and then he hangs up his coat, the red one, on the coat hanger next to the door. Within sort of taking in the affairs of the place, you haven't been here in a little while, you've been out on the open sea, and now is your time to rest. He immediately makes his way over to the kitchen to fix you both something to eat. And you have a moment.
So you said that I don't feel like any sense of danger or this being off.
You've been pulled into enough scenarios like this over your encounters with the stones where you know when your brain is being used to manufacture a scenario for result, where a foreign presence is invading your mind and using its imaginative capabilities against your will. You have no feeling or sense of that at this moment. You understand that where you were and where you are now are not the same place, and you get the feeling that because the change is so drastic, this can't be real. I mean, it can't, but it is to you.
Yeah, it's just okay. Interesting. Very interesting.
You have all of your everything also.
Yeah, I think well, I'll try and cast dancing lights.
Easy enough. You open your palm and purple orbs of crackling energy enter the space and give a dim violet glim. Glim? Hello? Glow.
Glim. Why did I take that as a real word? Like, my brain just went, yep, real word.
So
like,
did my mouth, apparently.
Because gleam.
Gleam. That's what I was trying to say.
Yep.
Didn't happen.
I auto-corrected it in my brain. And
glad we're all on the same page.
Yep.
If I walk over to one of the plants and break it, like break a leaf or something, is it tangible? Is it there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll go up to Casper. Hey, so what's your favorite food, by the way?
He's in the midst of chopping something that he's pulled out of the back of a jar in one of your cabinets. He stops. You know, I honestly don't know. But I feel like we could find out. I feel like there's can't be that much food where we can't find out.
Do you like sweets?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite sweet?
I really like fishhooks caramels. Cake? Am I a cake person? I've only really had it once, and it was like a stolen bite of somebody else's wedding cake.
You know, have I ever had one of fishhooks caramels?
This feels like a trap. I'm not doing this again.
Oh. Interesting.
Absolutely not doing it. He's like he gets a very familiar sweat look to his face, you know? Like but it's very fond smile. Like, if you want one, which is where I sense this is leading, you can have one.
No, 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 no. Not interested. Just, checking your memory,
Yeah,
I guess.
hasn't gotten better, but hasn't gotten that worse.
That's what I'm always afraid of.
That's, yeah, I mean, that's fair.
I have to
Just
keep you spry, I think.
trust me, you're very capable of that in other ways.
Stay on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
Never know what's coming next, and she'll punch him in the arm.
Roll to hit.
What position is that? If he's on his toes, I'm so confused.
Oh,
It's a
Jake.
modified. Never mind.
Nope.
Sarah.
That's
It
Patreon
wouldn't work.
content.
That's
And
what
we
I'm
don't
saying.
have
That's
one.
what I'm saying. That wouldn't work. Is what I'm
Nope.
saying. I know exactly what you're
Nope.
saying, Sarah. That wouldn't work.
Emotional damage.
Well, no, I'm not feeding into this. I'm better than this.
No, Bliss, please
So,
help.
you punch him on the arm, and he jumps a little bit. Doesn't react. Also, apart from that.
What did you think about that festival with the lights, lanterns, and shit?
Roll me insight.
You gotta pull it up on my phone because I don't have stuff memorized. Okay, that is 22.
Okay. You catch like a moment where he has to think about it. It's unclear what it means to you. Not because you're incapable of reading him, but just because, we don't have a lexicon on what human emotions are. But there's like a pause that seems significant to you where he has to think. And you don't know if that indicates like a span of time that has quote unquote passed here, or if something else is at work. But he thinks for a moment. I mean, it was nice. Like the lights,
Can I cast Detect Magic?
Sure.
I do so.
As everything, as the energy sort of expands from you and to encompass your seaside home, there is magic in the very fabric of reality around you. It confirms something for you that you feel, that you are not truly here, that this, in whatever capacity, does not exist on the plane.
Okay. Okay. What if I cast Dispel Magic?
Okay. I'm gonna need you to roll for it.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
That's
What do you want?
when it's above a level 3 spell, you roll. And it's a
Yeah.
D20. Yeah. So it's, you sense this is not magic, you can instantly dispel. You have to put a little force behind it. So it is, I believe the DC is 10 plus the level of the spell off the top of my head. Yeah. So
what do I add to my roll, or is it just
your
a D20?
spellcasting modifier, I believe.
Okay. Yep.
I don't have my book. I put away my books this morning, and I'm looking at them.
I believe it is just your spell casting ability mod. It doesn't include your proficiency bonus, so like it's just int for you.
Oh,
for intelligence, I think.
Let me double check. I have my spell back. I have my spell book app real quick. Hold on.
Well, my intelligence and my spellcasting modifier are the same.
Yeah, it's using your spellcasting ability. So, I believe you just, whatever your base intelligence is. If it's the same, it's the same.
Okay, then that would be a 17.
Okay. You gather this disruptive energy between your fingers. And you hold it there. And as you prepare to release it, Casper grabs your wrist. Not in a unfriendly way, but definitely with a sense of urgency. And you're holding this magic, and in a moment I'm going to give you the choice whether or not you'd like to release it still. But Casper takes your wrist, and he sort of abandons the knife on the countertop behind you. The countertop you can see, which is in great need of a cutting board, and you know you have one because it was a gift to you from Fishhook, and you got another one from Boomstick pretty soon after, yet it's still marred by the chips from the knife. This is a place worn with love. And Casper sort of pulls himself very close to you. You can... the familiar smell of the sea, of the faint tinge of lavender from something he keeps somewhere. This is him. At least, in wherever you are, it's him to you. Rin, before you do that, are you sure? Are you sure? Because this is pretty sweet. And you don't have to go. You're not in danger here.
What about other you?
I feel like me. I'm here. I don't know.
We have unfinished work.
I know. I'm not stopping you. I know I couldn't if I wanted to. Just asking
Why
you if
should
you're
I?
sure. Just asking you if you're sure.
Why? What do you know that I don't?
It's not something I know, but an intuition. Once you do that, and he gestures towards the chromatic waves that are now starting to slowly leak between your fingertips as you can keep this magic contained on threat of release. Once you let that go, there's no going back. That's all. And he takes the chain, which is still around his neck, and you note this as he does. He always wears his necklace, that green gem on a silver chain, and next to it is that ring, his mother's ring, and with similar green gems affixed to it. And next to that is the pendant that you were working on to give him.
You're mean.
Thank you.
You're a mean person.
Thank you.
And
this is the greatest of compliments.
Just hope you know that you're mean.
He reaches behind his neck and he unclasps the silver chain. And as the pendant, the one you crafted, enters his palm, as he sifts through the various things hanging from this, you feel the gentlest of surges acknowledging your connection. And as he passes over that, he pulls the ring off of the chain. And you know what gravity this object holds to him. He puts your pendant back on, close to his heart, next to the one he always wears. Refastens it. And he slips the ring onto your finger. As his hand passes within the reach of this magic, which is now continuing to push to be released, and you know you only have a few moments before it fizzles altogether, you watch as just part of him disintegrates away. And he puts the ring on your finger.
I release that so fast, and as I do, I just look at him and I say, I learned to only go forward.
He just smiles at you. And you watch. His form disintegrates. Bren, your cat, disintegrates. The fireplace. The blankets knit for you by the members of the Seahawk. The lute gifted to you by Laurel after she got her first big gig. The very first one she ever owned, given to her by Koi. It disappears from its place above the mantle. All of the enchanted pieces of parchment of you and your friends together. The spell books acquired over your journeys. the journals, the memories.
Ouch. Oh, the academic work. Oh.
All of it gone. You stand for a moment as the world crumbles, and you look over the seaside cliff as the ocean disappears, and then the ground. And Renori, you stand in a boundless, eerily, painfully silent void of white. There's nothing. Just you and that ring. As you intended. Koi. You break water outside of...
No.
As soon as you had the vision of breaking water and that woman that you made contact with her, and you know you were pulling her to the surface, and you don't know if you succeeded, because the second your head breaches the surface of the seawater, you see a ship, and you know that ship, and you know the music rolling off of it in joyful waves, the white flowers that you can still picture and smell clear as day draped across the railings. It is a celebration upon that boat. And you blink and you are upon it. And the memory is just so vivid that you're not even sure if it's a memory. You're here. And you sort of stumble and take it in. You're Koi. You know you were just in Taranth. You were just trying to save a life. You were just playing at your gig. Everything was normal, but you're looking around. You see nobility. You see the blue and golden railings. You see the beautiful fine wood, and you can hear the rhythmic pattering of feet as they dance and walk about. The ship is taking a very slow pace. This is less of a voyage and more of a tour, almost a lap, if you will. Because, like I said, it's a celebration. It's a wedding, after all.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, the ceremony has taken place. All of the boring stuff is out of the way, and so you have been called in to party. As you do, you and the Sea Monarchs. You see Uncle Poxeth, where he is standing. Your band is set up sort of where the captain's quarters would be, so closer to the back of the ship. You all have like a little area set up, and there's like food accessible to you. But you see Uncle Poxeth with sort of, he always makes you laugh. Because he's always been the fun uncle, you know, like the one they could never really rein in. You see that white fur, whereas yours is more iridescent. His has a gentle tinge of browns and even grays from the passage of time. His long, unruly hair, still somewhat like kept in a way. That dark hair that falls before his face and down his back. You see the well-kept goatee, the curled horns around his ears that poke out just a little bit with earrings very similar to yours. Whereas you rock the more clothed, appropriately adorned member of society type look. He's going full wildling, as he usually does. And while this normally gets him thrown out of taverns eventually, here he has kicked up quite a little bit of a storm. His hooves are tapping against the deck, and you hear the music of a flute, oh so familiar to the one you remember. He's going for it. Next to him is your cousin. This is Reagan. She is a little bit younger than you, so she really shouldn't be here, but like, you know, what are you gonna do? You're not a cop. She has this fluffy she has this like fluffy dark hair just like his. And now Reagan always used to get the two of you in trouble because Uncle Poxeth used to get everybody in trouble. He was a little bit flirtatious. He knew he had looks about him and a certain bit of charm, and he used that to his advantage. You know, everybody sort of loves a player, both in the instrument sense and a attractive fae sense. And Reagan, her mother, was a changeling. So her bottom half of a satyr, coloring very akin to Uncle Poxith's, but she could change the appearance of herself at will. And for right now, she looks pretty similar to him. This is her usual form. Dark, fluffy hair, cut a little bit messy at the shoulders. These big, bright, like, not quite white, but like a steel gray, a light steel gray eyes. This big, toothy smile with a chipped tooth, and her horns that also curl and are capped in silver. And she, next to him, is going ham on a harp. Absolutely killing it. And her little tail's wagging too. Like, she's just having the time of her life. And then next to her is Kaylin. And Kaylin, you met joining the Sea Monarchs. He is a bit of a swashbuckling, roguish type who realized he had more talent with the pan flute than he did with the sword. And has sort of been the face of the group. And definitely the moneymaker with the attractive youths, as they say. He's definitely in the prime of his life, and he's pretty talented. He keeps good company with you. These are your friends. And as soon as Reagan sees you, she, like, waves you over really excited. Uncle Poxith brings everybody into the end of a melody, and you get raucous applause from the nobility around you, including the princess. She stands at the bow of the ship with her fiancé. The two of them sort of more paying attention to each other than you, but it is still an honor to get applauded in that sense. And as Reagan, is relieved of the song, immediately comes up to you, gives you a hug. And she's always been very, like, short. She's always been shorter than you.
Yeah.
And so she just kind of looks up at you with her arms wrapped around you, like, hi.
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 Reach out.
Yeah.
Touch.
She's here. She kind of, like, wrinkles her nose a little bit at being, like, randomly patted, but she's there. You feel warm skin.
Where are we?
What do you mean, where are we? Koi, listen, it's, like, already not cool when Dad, like, starts drinking too early into a gig. You can't start yet. Like,
Yeah.
Where you?
What
the wedding.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, like, I'm a little hungry, but, I'm alright. Are you okay? You look kind of sick.
I don't know, honey.
Okay, well, she, like, resolves herself, and she goes over to your uncle, who now takes in your presence, and he just beams at you. And the striking family resemblance is almost overwhelming. And after they whisper a few words to each other, she reaches up with a little mirthful leap and snatches the flute from his hands and walks over to you and goes, well, I know it always cheers you up. And she begins to play on the flute a lullaby. One that you know
Okay.
intimately well.
Okay.
And as she holds the last note of this delicate tune full of yearning and love and generations of being sang between mothers and daughters, you feel at home here, Koi. You are yourself. You know what happened in Tarrant. You know what will, or maybe won't. Like this hope sort of burgeons within you. You know what maybe once happened here. you feel safe here now. And so Kaylin comes over to you, sort of pats you on the shoulder, and he hands you like a little miniature sandwich. It's got a little toothpick through it, and he passes it to you, and he's just smiling, and you are back on the ship for what almost feels like the first time.
If I eat the sandwich, does it taste like, is it like I'm actually eating a sandwich?
It tastes exactly how you remember.
Can I roll like insight
Yeah,
to
sure.
like what's to see if like there's any faults, like there's something like magical going on, like
What's
what is
happening here?
yeah, what's happening?
Sure, go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna reroll because you just rolled a 1. That dice is nope, we're not using that dice. No. Okay, 24.
Okay. As you look around, certain things become clear to you. Wherever you are, the track of what's happening around you feels brand new, but it feels like a moment suspended in time. You have this hope, and maybe that hope was instilled in you when you were born, or maybe it's new, but you have this hope that things will change. But you know what you're experiencing is a suspended snatch of a memory. You do not feel any malicious presence within your brain, no one twisting out this moment of eventual tragedy into something to keep you captive. You feel safe. You know you are you, Koi. You know you had a gig, and you feel safe. And these two things seem a little at odds, but you know them to be true with certainty.
This is nice. I'm gonna hug my family.
Okay.
It's nice.
They
but...
all pull in within, and you catch the faint scent of the Feywild off of your relatives, of home. And it reminds you for just a moment of your parents. And you hear there's a gentle, almost enchanted music that keeps up through the space when you're not playing, and that sort of envelops you as well. Kaylin, though human and often teased for being boring, you will never forget the way he gave the best hugs. And you hug your little family.
This is wonderful. But I already said goodbye.
Is there anything you'd like to do, Koi?
I don't got any magic to stop this.
You don't. But it doesn't mean you have to engage in it.
Do I see a rowboat attached to this ship?
As you make your way to the railing, it's there because you need it.
I'm gonna go hug them again.
Okay. Reagan, Uncle Poxit comes in for the big lift you off the ground hugs with his arms crossed over your back, as he always does, the way your father used to. And Reagan squirms under his arm so that she can steal the rest of the hug from him. And then Kaylin, sort of never knowing where he fit in this family, makes his way around, and we get another sandwich sort of situation.
I miss you guys.
Reagan's tiny, smushed little voice goes, "Miss you too."
I'll see you again, okay? I don't know when, but I will.
I know you will.
Bye again.
You make your way to the rowboat. Do you look back?
No.
As you climb over the railing, slide down the rope that connects to the railboat, the sailboat.
This is my railboat. I like it a lot.
Yeah, the rowboat. And you successfully unmoor it from its station and begin to row away into the beautiful blanket of twilight and stars that will forever be preserved.
Play my flute.
Absolutely.
Play my
You catch up with the current, and as it takes your boat away, you pull out your flute. You hear from behind you the other half to that lullaby. It was never one song. It was always meant to be played or sung in pairs. You know this with certainty that you have one final chance. Do you look back?
I'm gonna look at my flute. I'm just gonna look at myself. And I'm gonna look forward.
Okay. The current carries you away from the songs, the light, the laughter and memories, away from a marriage, and away from your past. And as your boat leaves that behind, and you continue to get closer and closer to the horizon, you feel yourself moving somewhere else. We'll come back to you in a second.
Oh my god.
Faustus. The smell of your workshop is something you think, honestly, by this point, is just ingrained into your nostrils forever. The smell of wood, both fresh carved and treated, metals and oils, greases, ingots, and all sorts of, not let alone the magical components. It is a maelstrom upon the senses, at best when you're not at work, and when you are, it's a lot, but it's yours. There is a grand window overlooking Faerun. At this moment, it is sunset. Lilith is comfortably nestled into the rafters, and you see in front of you just everything you've been working on. There is organization to this space. You know there is. Does not matter how messy it may look to anyone else. It doesn't matter because it's organized in a way that makes sense to you. You just feel something painfully foreign to you, yet inherent to your brain as a living person upon this earth, a sense of safety, of true safety. You hear in an adjacent room where the workshop door is now cracked, in the home that you built, you can hear the bath water running as Raven is taking her sweet time luxuriating in the bath as usual. The faint smells of herbs and roses from the wash basin just sort of drifting into the hall and therefore into your space as well. Your home, Faustus. What are you up to?
I think in that moment of feeling a sense of safety, Faustus, in his weird, broken little brain, just like, whoever you are, whatever this is, if you're going to try to fuck with my mind, at least make it realistic. And he mage hands the door to the workshop closed.
It shuts.
It cracks his fingers, and he says, may as well make some use of this space while I'm here. And he starts working on something.
Okay. Okay. Raven. While you...
I went to close my door at the worst time.
You can go close your door if you need to. It's okay.
God, it was right there.
Okay.
Sarah used a bonus action to cast Expeditious Retreat
That-
after a chair.
You
Whoosh.
look like Sylvie doing a binky. Like, that was so cute. Raven,
Yeah.
you are in the bath.
Okay.
Thankfully, this basin, has a feature that in the recent time you have not had to make much use of. But you're grateful for it when you do that. The bathwater consistently refreshes itself. So as you wash the blood from your skin, it is consumed and destroyed and replaced with clean, fresh water.
So, like, I killed Caliban, and then, like, boop, I'm here in the tub washing off his blood.
They're not like you didn't just appear here. There's a logical flow of transportation here.
Got it.
Yeah,
I just
like-
wanted to get, like, the sequence of events correct in my brain, because you
Yeah.
said blood, and I was like, hold up.
Yeah, no, there's
Oh.
an event of
Get
travel
one
here. But you hear, even though he promised, because Faustus has a je ne sais quoi habit of staying up to all hours in the workshop. Even when you're like, hey, what if consider bed? And you know he's at it again, because within the blissful silence of the bathroom, you just hear very faintly through the wall clinking and clanging, the faint roar of a fireplace being used to heat things, all sorts of tools being moved around, and you just sigh.
I think that Raven in the tub is, like, doing that type of just, you're not crying, but there are tears just streaming down your face just because your brain went into emotional overload. And so, like, you're not sad or in distress, you're just, like, crying, right? And then I would say that she hears Faustus in the distance, and how familiar are these, like, memories and these, like, rhythms that we're sort of recognizing?
As if you've heard them every day of your life.
Okay. How, on, like, a scale of 1 to 10, how, weren't we doing something? How on that scale is
Oh,
Raven?
no, you're, like, completely aware of yourselves. Like, I want to put that out there. Like, you are aware of yourselves, of where you were, and that you are no longer there. You know that, consciously in
Okay.
your mind. But you don't feel that urgency, the danger, the fear, any of it. I mean, obviously the worry is there, all of these new emotions that are coming to you as you're parsing through this, right? But, like, it's like as if you transported from where you were on the dockside in Taranth to wherever here is, And everything
Mhm.
that you were feeling and experiencing in that moment in Taranth has been lovingly shelved. That it exists and it is important, yet it remains at the back of your mind as these new experiences are folding in, whatever they may be.
Yeah. Raven just gets up, right? And she's like kind of like drying herself off with prestidigitation, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll just walk out, like poke her head out of the bathroom door.
Okay.
And then what does she see?
You see, right next to you, almost, the doors to Faustus's workshop. You could say ours. It's really his. And then
Faustus made sure to build his workshop right next to Raven's bathtub.
yes,
Like,
Okay.
that wasn't an intentional choice or anything, I'm sure.
nah. And down the hall is the rest of your home.
Yeah, she also has a quizzical brow as she just thaumaturgies the door slowly open
To the workshop.
and like sticks her head out more to see if she can see Faustus.
You could whatever Faustus is working on. You definitely can see him.
She'll wordlessly just like look between Faustus, the bathroom that she's just like half in and half out of, and then she how like what I'm assuming is that we're all just standing there in the storm,
You don't
right?
know. You're not in the storm right now.
Okay. But like based on the fact that we were like bloop, and then like now we're in this sort of dream sequence type of deal,
Mm-hmm.
would that be a logical course of like thought, is that we are like in our minds and trapped?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, you were in the storm. You don't, like I said, you don't feel any sense of danger, and it does not feel like your brain is being forced to feel that. You don't feel any malicious presences warping your brain to be like, nothing's wrong, like,
Yeah. I
so
think
you
that
have no idea
Raven-
where you are.
It's okay for me to feel confused though.
Yeah, no,
Like,
absolutely.
deeply
You,
confused.
you should be confused. This
All
is,
right, cool.
yeah.
Raven's gonna find a robe. Raven's the type of bitch who would have a robe,
Oh, absolutely.
not like a towel. It's just like a nice fluffy robe.
Mm-hmm.
She steps out and she just goes, "Hey, so
Just a note on the robe. It's if it is this is Faustus and Raven's home. That robe was woven by Faustus because he has created tools at this point to give him proficiency with all craftsman's tools. And it is also enchanted to have a scent attached to it, and to remain perpetually clean. So that it doesn't have to be washed, because those are simple enchantments. Those are simple enchantments that Faustus can put on clothing for like less than for like 50 gold and like a day's work.
I wasn't prepared for emotional damage come directly from Jake.
You should always be prepared for emotional damage.
I know. I just, sometimes life. That's the end of that sentence.
So true.
I lost my shit. Okay, yeah. She'll just feel like the comfortable, really nice robe and just be like, "Hey, this can't be real, right?"
If you come into the workshop,
Yeah, she like pads in. She's still
Faustus
barefoot.
has his back to you, and his hood is up, and is wearing a full black cloak. And as he turns, there is a mask over the lower part of his face, and the place where his eyes normally are is a void of darkness with 2 little bright amber spots in it. And there are runes in gold, glowing gold, around the edges and trim of his cloak, around his wrists and ankles, and his entire body is covered in a sort of textured, almost like black snake scales leather, in like wrapped around his entire body. And as he turns to look at you, he is standing over a forge but he's not holding any tools. His hands are just out, and the tools are moving, and
I feel like I've
as he's
underdressed.
telekinetically forging something on the forge.
I've underdressed, or didn't get some sort of memo.
Is this? And he turns, and you can hear this kind of like voice, kind of muffled, like almost kind of like think like it's very much like Iron Man, right? It's coming out from behind a mask, so he's just like,
Oh, my
you?
thing froze again. Hold
Is
up.
this you, or is this just part of the dream?
Oh, Sarah will be back in a second. Discord is not our friend at all times.
Sometimes it attacks when you least expect it, when your guard's
Yeah,
down.
hold on. My Discord just sharded a little bit. Can you repeat the question to Raven?
Get some tissue. Discord
Yeah.
sharded again.
I hate it.
Yeah,
here
so he
no
says,
more.
is this you, or is this just part of this dream?
I was about to ask you something very similar, and I'm honestly not sure how I would prove that. How we were standing on a pier, and then I killed Caliban Verdot, and then I was in, and then we came back here, and like you see her.
Oh, are we about to get her back? There she
Okay.
is!
You see her kind of look around as she's like, and then we came back here, wherever this is, and then I was in a bath, and now we're here. How have how's your day been, dear? She says, like, with a tinge of just like sarcasm.
As Faustus turns away from the forge, the tools keep working as he walks away, just being moved telekinetically. And as he walks towards you, the hood falls back automatically, and the mask retracts from his face, because that's part of how this armor works. And he just walks decisively up to you and takes you gently by the face and kisses you, if you will let him. And then as he pulls away, he just looks at you and he says, "So it's you."
Yeah.
He's certain in that moment that it's not just part of the dream and that you're there. You want to try to get out of here?
Yeah, I was
Whatever this
gonna.
place is.
I'm gonna try to do something. Gonna be a little funky. And now I turn to Liz.
Yes.
So, I want to know what will happen if Raven tries to cast freedom of movement upon herself. Because the wording of this says that for the duration, a target's movement is unaffected by difficult terrain, and spells and other magical effects can neither reduce the target's speed or cause the target to be paralyzed or restrained.
Okay. You can certainly try if you would like to.
Yes.
Okay. You feel as the spell washes over you a freedom of movement. Like you have better control of your limbs. Still home though.
But I don't feel like my second real body moving in like a real world.
It doesn't
not-
penetrate. It doesn't penetrate backwards through the Inception dream levels back to the level before. We didn't just give ourselves the kick.
No, you're not Tom Hardying yourselves.
Can I let me ask
I
this? Could I have Raven tip me over backwards into the bathtub while I'm tied to a chair? Would that work?
I am not the rules lawyer of your land. If you would like to do that, you certainly can. I am concerned. I want the record to state I am concerned. But I'm not gonna stop you if you want to go Inception about this.
Like Faustus starts looking around the workshop and he's like, I wonder. He starts looking around for things he's been planning to make, stuff that he has sketches for in his book. And he starts to look to see if this dream world has, various arcane cannons and things that he's been working on. He's just trying to look, and he goes over to the forge to see the progress on the thing that he's finished over there. And as the tool's slow, he picks it up and walks back to you, Raven.
It's your workshop, so your stuff is there. Your sketches, your thoughts, your completed experiments, your half-completed ones.
My hypothesis didn't work out, but yeah, I don't know she's gonna start to look around for. I know you said that this is really Faustus's workshop, even though this is like ours. However, I feel like if there's like a bookshelf or something, Raven would keep like her own journals at least on the shelf.
It's all there.
She's gonna thumb through and see if she can find anything about her own magic written in these books.
Are these things you've written down before in your journal?
Partially, but she's wondering if, I guess she's thinking that this is like an alternate reality, and so she's wondering what the version of Raven who built this home with Faustus managed to find out about her own magic. So she's going to see if there's anything that she can find that is new information to her.
Everything in these journals is stuff you already know.
Fuck.
The dream is built off of only the things we know.
It's a really good idea, though.
Here's a question.
Gonna throw it in the fire with
Faustus wants to fuck with this dream world a little bit, alright?
Okay.
He reaches into his pocket to grab a gold coin and pulls it out. Does he have one?
Yeah, because you have
All
gold
right.
with you pretty much always.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I was trying to test a theory anyway. Okay, I have an idea.
Okay. Let me just say the comparison between Renori and Koi being sad and then looking for alternate ways to leave, and then Raven and Faustus going, "We're gonna Inception this bitch." It's so entertaining.
I feel like it's very fitting for their character.
Faustus doesn't feel like
to find a loophole anyway.
Faustus doesn't feel like the Inceptioning is working, and he's getting frustrated because he doesn't like being trapped here. And so he's going to do a couple of things. First of all, you see what he was making at the forge in his right hand. It is a dagger made of solid gold. And it looks like threads of gold, like cord, woven together into a handle and an elaborate crossguard with filigree, and a blade that is long and sort of medium width, but there are 6 ovular holes through the blade with sort of wire wrapping around them and sort of little crenulations at each spot in one hand. And in the other hand, he summons his shadow blade, and his hood pops up, and I'd like to make an investigation check.
Okay.
I have a plus 11, and he's casting guidance on himself
Okay.
to attempt to discern a weak point in this dream space, and then he is going to use his magical weapons to try to cut a hole of escape. He's going to look for. He's looking for like
Are
a
you looking for a
weakness
tear in the
fabric
fabric
of this
of reality?
illusion. He's looking for a tear, and he's going to widen it with his magical daggers.
You
Okay,
have 5 rerolls.
Roll
Just
investigation.
Hold on.
All right.
Oh.
I'm using my gold die, and it's been charging in my lucky D20 that I got from Brandy in Indiana when I was living there. That is a abysmally terrible roll, and I will be using luck.
You could also just use one of the rerolls.
I'll just
Yeah,
use
you
luck.
Yes, you do have
instead.
5. Well, the pool also,
Well-
I need to state it also, the pool does carry over. Like,
No, never
until
mind.
it's
I
depleted.
won't use luck. I will use a reroll
Okay.
because of reasons that I can't explain right now.
Okay.
Is it the word
Alright.
of the book?
No. That is a 24 investigation check.
We
Okay.
got twinsies.
You look around. It's hard to explain. You know you should not be here. Wherever this is. But as you look around, you do find a tear. I'm preempting this, right? But nothing seems off. And not in the way of like I've said this before, nothing about this space or your presence within it feels malicious, warped, against your will. You know, if it was against your will, you simply wouldn't be here between the two of you. And you've established that this is Raven, your Raven. So something's up, obviously, but you don't feel like, a feral animal in a cage. Like,
Faustus always suspects foul play.
well, yeah, no, that's fair. He's definitely allowed to be suspicious, but like as in terms of what you're experiencing, looking for a fault is less like, aha, these fools, they forgot that I'm allergic to flowers, and there's flowers in this room, and more looking for something you can use. And you do find something. At the window, you notice a little bit of time has passed, but it doesn't seem like the sun is moving. Like it's perpetually in sunset. And
I feel like
you find
I've
your tear.
experienced this pause in time in a dream before. Raven doesn't say that out loud. That was just me being a little bit of a smartass. Anyway, you said that this thing is not holding us against our will or anything.
You do not feel imprisoned by any means. You don't feel any malicious forces active within your mind or this space. It feels
Raven?
like home to you in a way that is natural and unforced.
Yeah. Raven, in an act of pure, curiosity, will try to, change the setting here
Okay.
in some way. Like a small way, like changing, a cup from, pewter to, silver or something like that. Or, something small like that.
Okay. There is... Yeah, I'll let you choose. What's something in this room you would like to affect? Name it and it's there.
She'd probably see if she could make, a glass of wine appear on, one of the work tables.
You blink, it's there.
That was cool. Could we just go back then? How far do you think that we can make this go?
I'm out of ideas. I think
Raven is going to literally try to create a door that would somehow get them back to where they were.
Okay. Well, for ease of maintaining the spatial awareness,
Mm-hmm.
as you envision this door, you understand and feel the shift in the space as the workshop door, you know with confidence, though it is currently shut, no longer leads to that hallway. And as you open it, rain immediately pours into this space. Water jumps over the barricade of Terrant and floods into the room, ruining your beautiful hardwood floors. And as you turn and follow the curve of the water, you are no longer home at all, but back on the boardwalk. And you see Renori, and you see Casper, you see Laurel, you see Koi, you see disaster all around you. But it's all almost in bullet time. It's not really moving. It feels just as real to you as home did. But it's almost like a CD skipping, like it's not progressing.
So we're not like just back.
You do
It
not
seems
know.
like-
It does not seem like you're back. It seems like you're in a really vivid memory of what you just experienced.
Is Raven still in her robe?
Do you
Or
want
is
to
she
be?
in the... I feel like she would expect for her to be in her normal like armor clothing.
Then that's what you're in.
Okay. Raven is also now out of ideas because Sarah's out of ideas.
I'm gonna use this opportunity to switch back really quick. Because we're running up on our 2 hours, and like I said, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream and you have popped in, hi. We're gonna run a little bit short today. We're gonna do a 2-hour episode instead of a 4-hour episode. We're currently gonna go a little bit over 2 hours probably. In the next few minutes, I'm gonna try and give this a nice cinch, and the next episode will be back to our usual 4-hour quota. I apologize for anyone looking for a longer episode today. I just don't have it in me. So just sharing that. So to sort of bring us back to a good point here, Renori. I'm gonna do
What's
this.
up?
Okay. This is the second time I'm gonna do this, and I wouldn't do this if we were gonna do a 4-hour episode. But I'm also, after this bit with Renori, going to do a sort of out of character, things that characters wouldn't see, but stuff that's happening simultaneously narration that I've only ever done once before. I try to avoid it because I feel like it breaks up our narrative flow, but I feel like to keep this progressing in a satisfying pace, I'm going to do it. So, Renori, you are standing in the middle of nothing. There is no sound. The comforting warmth of home is gone. The cat you loved so dearly, gone. The smell of tea and fresh bread and whatever the hell Casper was trying to concoct in the kitchen, gone. You look around and there's not even a bound to this space. There are no corners to indicate walls. There are no walls at all. It's just empty. You can hear yourself think in a way that's unpleasant, that echoes through your being. But as you look down, Casper's ring is still on your finger. And it grounds you a little bit. Pulling out of Renori's mind and going somewhere else. There's a room. Small. Cramped. Not familiar to anyone here, necessarily. But much like what our players have just experienced, in its very being, it feels, it smells, it looks of home. There is a small bed pressed up against the wall. Ornate dark wood desk with a plush chair behind it. A large table with several chairs around it. And in this room, a woman. She has white hair, stark white, and it's cut into a very straight line just at her shoulders. And she looks tired. She's nursing a cup of tea. Very nice porcelain, almost like Koi's violin, actually. She looks exhausted. She has eyes of pure violet, like sunlight striking lavender out in fields. And she sits upon the edge of this very nice desk in attire that suggests captainhood. A loose white blouse tucked into tight pants, a nice set of heeled boots, and a long, deep purple coat with black detailing of roses along the bottom hem. There's a hat to this ensemble, but she has long since tossed it aside. Just like the ocean is tossing her ship. In the corner, two very large animal forms slumber away. One with the thick fur coat of some kind of husky, or, well, it would have to be a really big one, honestly. Maybe even a wolf. Next to it, a creature that's maybe a dog if you squint. But you'd really have to squint. Both wearing purple collars around their necks. They rest upon a blanket that looks lovingly handcrafted, akin to the blankets knit in Renori string. As she leans against this desk and breathes out a heavy sigh, the door to her office slams open. And a red tiefling with short horns and navy blue eyes skips into the space. And she kicks the door shut. And behind the door is the screeching winds and rain and other just the sheer violence of nature of a storm we just experienced. But she prances through it as if it's nothing. The water rolls off her skin as if it's never bothered her a day in her life. And she enters the space. She goes, okay, so good news. They're still fine. I think, like, I'm gonna have one of them's gonna start to wake up soon, but like they're fine. Please stop asking me because it's really annoying and it's hard to do my job. Bad news is I'm thinking like 70% chance they try to kill us. Optimistically. Not looking good. And to which the woman leaned against the desk, kind of just laughs a little, takes a sip. She looks over to the bed as she sits down the cup and makes her way over. In that bed, sweating, pale, with dark circles that look like they're almost permanently recessed into his skin, looking more like a corpse than he ever has in his life, is Casper.
Oh, she's dying.
He's alive and asleep, though tossing with the violent fits only a nightmare can bring on. And she looks at him with a deep sadness, and she sort of slides into the bed and pulls him up by the shoulder so that his head is resting in her lap. And she just hums to him very quietly and brushes the sweat off of his face, the hair out of his eyes, and his body starts to still as if he is soothed. And she just moves her hands down to his temples and just rests them there as he remembers how to breathe. Still sleeping. The tiefling rocks on her heels, looking utterly bored. And this woman seated with Casper looks up at her with all of the exhaustion of war in her eyes. She is young, probably about the age of everyone in our party, by appearances, at the very least. But she is tired. And she goes, listen, at this point, does it matter? Does it really matter if they try to take shots at us? We are all they have, after all. And I want to keep them safe, which I don't really care whether or not they care about that, but I want to keep him safe. And she sort of just removes her hands from Casper's head for a moment, and he, whether consciously or unconsciously, moves closer to her and turns on his side. Okay, don't enter their room without being armed from now on. I feel like that should be said just to defend yourself. Do not swing at them. I swear to God, do not swing at them. They're to be unharmed. If they want to leave, they do it of their own free will. Unless you think you're going to fucking die, I don't want to see a scratch on any of them. You hear me? And the tiefling, for all of her sass and attitude, looks startled by this shift and nods, silent. She looks down. The woman looks down at Casper again. This has been a long fucking day. And as she says that, lightning crackles outside of the window. Not normal lightning. Lightning of a stark, terrifying blue. And you can hear the water upon the windows and smell death upon the horizon. And that's where we're going to end this episode of Stormborn's Curse. Shorter episode today, guys. So I'm sorry about that, or if our pacing was a bit off. This was the episode to do a full episode of, but I just didn't have it in me, so I want to apologize for that again. If you were here hanging out, thank you. You guys make this show possible. Thank you to all of the follows and gift subs and bits that rolled in while we were doing this, and also the donations. I'm going to try and keep our ending spiel very brief. So, first of all, we are still raising money for the Marsha P. Johnson Institute all through July. So, if you want to help Black trans people this summer, not just Pride Month, but this summer, and you should be, there's a place to do it. You can donate to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute in the name of our campaign. We don't have a Tiltify because they're not on Tiltify, but we're just sort of doing an honor system, community collection of a goal. If while I'm live, basically, so whether that's running Stormborn's Curse while I'm gaming, or running Cataclysm, which is our mini-series about Faerun and why our continent of Faerun is now split in half, about the first time the end of the world ever rolled around, and that history from that mini-series will affect our players in-game. That mini-series is still going, so if you wanted to donate live while that happens, live here at the Stormbird's Curse, or while live on gaming, you can now redeem incentives. We have a community goal up. I haven't even freaking tallied up where we're at yet. I don't even know, because we got so many really generous donations tonight. But there's a really fun list of things, including cosplay, me writing fan fiction on stream, games that I promised to play, and we have stretch goals as well. Our big community goal is adding another piece to our mini-series, which I'm very excited about. The next mini-series will be premiering, next episode will be premiering very soon, and the official cast announcement's going up tomorrow, but I already said it on stream, so I'm going to repeat it. Both C and Connie from Transplanter RPG and All Trans Queer TTRPG stream. That's super huge and phenomenal. I mean, if you've ever wanted to have your identity validated with utter shenanigans and gorgeous storytelling, that's the place. It's amazing. Everybody should be watching it. And I'm very honored for them to be gracing us with their presence. We also have the amazing, phenomenal Tori, who's a really dear friend and so great, and I love her very much. She's a phenomenal role player. And then also the phenomenal, effervescent Black Girl Mage, Lexi, who's going to be joining us as well. So, star-stopping cast coming up, and that'll be in the next couple of weeks. And so, like I said, that announcement will be going out soon. But all of this is to benefit Marsha P. Johnson Institute. So whether you donate while we're live, whether you donate while we're offline, all of it makes a difference. All of it helps. If you would like to donate, please go to marshap.org/donate and either tweet at me on Twitter a screenshot of your donation confirmation, or you can go through my Discord. And there's a channel that's MPJI Donos or something like that, and you can put your screenshot there. Only the mods and I will see that. So if you have a name on there, you don't want public, all of that. It's literally only to keep track of the total. I pinky promise. That's all it is, because we don't have an organized place to funnel the donations through as we usually do. So,
and in case you want to redeem a specific incentive, that's also so that we know what you're trying to do with your donation.
Exactly. We now have a reroll pool which has not been spent and will continue to carry over.
We spent one.
So I spent one, and
we spent
then
2 out of the 10. So
So
Sachi,
4
1 out of yours.
for the communal, 4 for me.
Nice.
So
I know I also
immediately.
I also have disadvantage on my next roll, which is going to apply to next time because I didn't roll this session. And I can next week take my beautiful Casper dice, one of my sets of Casper dice, out of jail, but for now it remains in prison.
Unless.
Okay.
We might actually be at the 200 for fanfiction.
The funniest plot twist of all of this is if you all actually band together and donate enough to make me put all of my dice in jail. So that I therefore cannot roll.
Hypothetically, how many dice do you have? How many sets of dice do you have?
I think the answer that's going to satisfy you is going to be how many are on my tray. Because if I tell you how many are in my bag and on my tray, you're going to cry.
I would say a rough estimate is like 25. And that's me guessing low.
I have never counted.
Boy.
I'm going to be honest with you. Never counted. One.
Yeah, I got one of these boys. I'm never counting. It's not happening.
I have 5 sets just in my dice tray.
7, 8,
Plus
9,
a pack of D6s.
10.
I actually have a really alarmingly
11.
small amount of dice.
12.
Like, I really don't have that much, and I love dice. So, if anyone's ever like, what should I get Kristen to show Kristen love and affection?
I lost
I was
count.
giving you myself. Is like that a good alternative?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
the way I know it. Okay. I'll know how
correct.
many sets of dice I
Yeah.
have by counting my d8s.
Yeah, I'll count and tweet about it because I can't, my
I
brain
have
can't
11.
focus right now. I definitely am in the 20s though. I just don't know how far.
Boom. My guess was correct.
Honestly, you're probably close to 25.
20s.
I have another set in the mail, but I can't count that because I don't have it yet. That was from Throne, from somebody very generous. I got the Yasha Critical Role set. I'm very happy about it. Anyway, that's not what we were talking about. ADHD, come back. So Marsha P. Johnson, that's happening all summer long. I want to make a difference this summer, and my body is shutting down on me, and it's making it harder for me to stream as normally as I do. So if you want to support me, the way to do that, besides the usual, my Ko-Fi and all of that, is to give to charity this summer, specifically to help us with our goal for Marsha P. I do what I do to help people in whatever capacity that comes about, whether it's through the storytelling we do here, through giving you a place to hang out while I game, or through the charity campaigns that we do. That's the why. And it is beyond a bummer. It literally kills me when I am not physically able to do the things that I normally am. This is how you help me during this time. So if you do donate, remember you can tweet or you can drop it in the Discord. There's that, and then support in the spirit of directly supporting people, because Juneteenth is coming up and I'm owed reparations from every white person on this planet. I'm kidding, not my friends. My Ko-Fi is there, my throne is there. Moving on from that, I'm also going to give time to Sarah and Kristen really quick to plug your things as well. But I'm not going to do that right now, so you have time to think, because last time I jumped on you. So I'm gonna wait. This time I learned. We do have a backlog on the VOD channel. I, again, apologize for that. But I'm going to, as soon as I can, update that. I have to edit episode 37 of Stormborn's Curse because we had some major technical issues, and getting over the hump of editing that so that I could then upload the episodes that are to follow has been really difficult for me. But bear with me. It will be updated very soon. I pinky promise. I'm going to try and get through that as soon as I can, as well as the other gaming VODs that we're waiting on. So apologies, but that's there. If you are watching live right now, you can click beneath the live Twitter thing and find the YouTube button. You could do ! YouTube in chat. No, it's ! VOD in chat. Or on my Twitter, I have my pinned tweet. It's there. You can find it in a bunch of places, but if you ever want to catch up on Stormborn's Curse or watch my other gaming VODs, that's the place to do it. It'll be updated. All of the things.
Les has done a really cool playthrough of Portal and Portal 2. So you can look forward to that.
Thank you. It's been fun. It's been really fun. The robot yells at me and I yell back. It's been great. Oh, thank you, Sarah. That was an excellent segue. On Wednesdays, over at Infinity Break Gaming, I do a show called Co-op Captains with my good friend Nick, where we both stumble blindly through co-op games, and it's really fun. And the game that's eating us alive right now is Portal 2, and we're doing the co-op levels, and it is hilarious. If you want to see the most chaotic playthrough of the Portal 2 co-op levels you've ever seen in your life, that's a promise. Go over to Infinity Break Gaming and watch us suffer. GLaDOS is mean to us. We're mean right back. We throw ourselves into the acid, and then somehow the door opens. It's a foolproof system.
Sounds scientific.
It's really, yeah, there's a lot of science involved. I'm not gonna...
GLaDOS could be mean to me anytime.
What's up, robot mommy?
GLaDOS? Sorry. So...
Yeah.
We're there every Wednesday at 7:30 EST, Infinity Break Gaming, that's one word. Next week, Nick will not be joining us, so I will be doing the co-op levels probably with Ben, who runs the show over there. Ben's hilarious. He's really funny. So we're going to probably go through those together as well, and then next week back to normal. And we're going to try and get through It Takes Two after Portal. So that's the next game on our list. So if you want to see really heartfelt co-op games and us screaming through them, that's the place.
You're gonna love it.
Rad.
I'm very excited. I know very little. I just know that I know a lot of random things that are going to be contextualized and make me cry. It's going to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like when you discovered why the cake is a lie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Ooh, that one was rough.
Except emotional damage.
On Monday, this coming Monday, I am either going to be doing Fortnite with Sarah, Kristen, and Sachi, any combination of these wonderful folks, because I don't know. Or I'm gonna be doing Little Nightmares 2, which was one of our charity both of those things were charity incentives that we have to get through, so it's gonna happen. Just don't know which one yet because I have a doctor's appointment, but those things are going to happen. So if you wanted to see either of those games being played, that's the place to do it. So Monday here at a time, Wednesday, Infinity Break Gaming, 7:30 EST. Friday here for Stormborn's Curse, because that's where we are when we do the thing. And if you're not already following... at Stormborn's Curse, one word, on Twitter, you should, because at 300 followers, we're doing a giveaway, which is really exciting, and we got some cool stuff going on over there, so you should go check it out. I think that's everything I had to say, so I'm gonna throw it to Kristen to talk about Girls Run These Worlds, and then we can go over to Sarah and
Oh,
Bards and
Lord.
Bruce.
Yep,
And then
yep,
Sachi for your stuff too.
Okay, so every Tuesday until June 28th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I am on Girls Run These Worlds, their Twitch, playing in Regency Remixed, which is a good society Jane Austen-y actual play that it's where it's just focused on the women of the Regency era instead, and it's fun and lots of drama. We all play a family of adopted siblings, and wow, so much drama. Lots of fun, very hilarious. Very Jane Austen, oh, I need a fainting couch kind of hilarious drama. So that's that, and I'm available for other opportunities, and if I'm not there, I'm here. So
really quick before Sarah goes, I just have to say it because if I say it out loud, I'll remember it. Wizard, I saw your donation. I'm so sorry. We're cutting our show short tonight, and it didn't make sense to do it, but I will remember what you donated for next time. Wild Magic Surge. So gonna throw that in there. I just wanted you to hear, if you're here, thank you. I appreciate it. Gonna throw that in for next week. Back to you, Sarah.
Thank you, Liz.
oh my god.
Thank you for doing the voice.
I really need to match the energy. I had a thought, and then I was just like, I feel like then I started like trying to comfort you about your fear for Fortnite, and then that's all that's on my mind.
It's not gonna work.
Because I'm like, I feel like even in squads, if it's somebody's first time playing, I think they still get bot lobbies, and I don't.
You do.
Okay, cool.
That's good to know.
Yeah,
Still gonna panic.
Yeah, so I'm
It'll be
gonna be counting on
fine.
those Vicroys.
Yeah,
right,
the
Sarah.
shield
I'm like,
does.
It's not real people. Anyway,
Are you saying that first match I played was against bots, and that's why
Yes.
it was so damn easy? Well, no wonder I won then.
oh, Jake. Yeah, Jake.
Amazing,
We're proud of
amazing,
you
excellent,
still,
excellent,
but
excellent.
yeah, that's still really hard. I don't think I won my first fort match, so
Listen, Overwatch
Anyway.
is enshrouded in a lot of nasty shit right now, but I'll tell you what, they sure didn't have bots in that first match you play, because they do the tutorial, and you're like, wow, I can game, and then you just get beat on. And then
Apex
you
was the same way from me.
Apex
I
apparently
still
does bots
haven't-
now.
I didn't realize that
Oh,
Fortnite
really?
essentially functions almost identically to Warzone, just more whimsically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright,
there's
well,
a
that
new
makes
Spider-Man
sense.
skin in the store, by the way.
Is
Code
what?
Crispy Gameplay in the Epic Store. Anyway. For me, I am on twitch.tv/bards and brews as like the D&D class bard. I suck at enunciating sometimes, so it's in chat now anyway. But every other Tuesday, we at 8:30 Eastern, we have a heavily Strahd inspired homebrew campaign that we're running, in which I get to play a half-elf druid. Her name is Soyun. She is from a faraway land that is steeped in mysticism and a lot of traditional Korean folklore, and it's just really cool because I just have full reign of like tying those elements into her backstory. And next week we either are going to kill our first vampire or fuck our first vampire. And I wanted to make sure that Evie, my DM, was not in the chat to make
Okay, no los dos. as we say.
Instructions
California.
unclear.
to make that joke, because I was just like, I might make this joke and it's gonna have consequences. But Evie is not here.
Safe.
She's
I
not
know,
here.
I heard the silent, fearful pause.
But yeah, it's really fun. We've been exploring the mysteries behind this first city that we've sort of fumbled into, and it's it's somehow like really sad information that you're learning about the city, and then like Soyun offers to wild shape into a riding horse so that somebody can practice mounting and dismounting. So like just it's just a lot of like,
Yeah.
oh, emotional
Mounting,
damage, and
dismounting,
then
right?
like
Got it.
yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
So if you're into chaos and like fantastic storytelling and world building, try to come by. We are live next Tuesday. We actually had a VOD and a session this past Tuesday because we had technical issues, but now we're back on our normal schedule. So yeah, this next Tuesday, 8:30 Eastern. I'm chaotic and bisexual and everything that I'm in.
Yeah.
It's almost like
Hell
it
yeah.
art imitates life. you know?
Thank you, Sarah. And now over to Sachi.
Thank you so much. I don't know. On Twitch.tv Versace if there's a sign, it's blurry. Don't worry about it.
I love
I
you,
can
dude.
read
I do things there. I'm playing through Life is Strange right now, and I'm gay. I don't know. Happy Pride. And this is unrelated to everything, but I'm getting my ears pierced on Thursday.
Hell yeah.
Double pierced, baby.
Unrelated.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Happy
There's a
Pride.
very it's a
Yes.
very wonderful
I did my
clip of
septum first, but the ears are next.
nice.
Oh, me being gay.
Um,
Is that
Yeah, there's a
what you're
clip
talking
of Sachi being very gay while playing Life is Strange, but then also it's just like happy pride? No, it's just angry pride because it's gay, but there's just rage.
Just rage, gay rage.
Gay rage. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I think that's all I have to plug.
10 out of
I'm
10.
not that
That's fair.
interested.
that's
Back
totally
to you,
fair.
Liz.
Thank you, Sachi. This has been Stormborn's Curse, your local 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons homebrew pirate-themed adventure. If you liked what you saw today, now I'm just going into, like, Chad YouTube guide.
No, earlier I started doing the lip bite because I was just like, it's like Chads are running a local news station.
You know, I'm actually kind of here for it. You know what it reminds me of? I'm gonna get killed for this. Game theory. Anyway, so...
No, you're right. You're completely correct.
I say this with love. I love the game theory channel. I just am fearful of its stands. So, if you liked what you saw today and you want to come back for more Stormborn's Curse, you can find it right here at twitch.tv/dauntless at 8 p.m. Eastern every Friday night. If you're hanging out and you want to catch up on our past episodes, you can find them over on the VOD channel, which is Dauntless as one word over on YouTube. And the link is now down below. If you're watching this on Twitch, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're ahead of the curve. I'm gonna stop this. This is enough. I've done enough. Thank you guys for being here. Again, apologies for a shorter episode today. But we'll see you back with a full episode next week. Very excited. And I'll see you during the week for some games. Hopefully I'll also see you watching Sachi during the week for some games, and then watching Kristen and Sarah's games during the week. I'm a poet. Anyway, goodbye,
And they didn't
everybody.
even know it.
I gotta write all this down. I gotta write out a
Thank you,
schedule.
Sachi.
There's so many things I want to watch.
Honestly, honestly, I yell about it so much on my Twitter that you could probably just watch my Twitter, because I'll probably be like me going, okay, and now Kristen's life, and now Sarah's life, and now Sachi's life, and now Sarah's life, and you just keep going.
Yo, I'm
my
not live.
friends are
Swords
hot.
and Brews are live.
You know
I
what I
haven't
mean.
tried streaming.
That's
I don't
fair.
want to do it. I don't think.
That's fair. It's not for everybody. I'm just a clown, and I figured people should watch. This is how I am.
I say that, and then I have Etsy tabs of like people doing like
The overlays.
Twitch overlays, and I'm
Yeah.
like, do I? And then I close it out.
That's fair.
Anyway,
You find out very
Okay.
quickly if it's for you or not. Yeah, okay. Thank you everybody again for hanging out. I appreciate it. Be kind to yourselves. I feel like that's not being said. There's a lot going on in the world right now. Be kind to yourselves. Do something nice, even if it's small. And remember
log on
that you're
Twitter.
loved.
That's like a way you can love yourself.
That's true.
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take some time. With
Mhm.
that being said, gonna let everybody go. Thank you so much, and we will see you again next week, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tell your friends for our next full episode, 4 hours this time. Bye bye. Do 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 do.